Mark Cooper then head of Salford away. Mark, James Morton given a new deal last night by Bristol City, a very long-term deal as well. What does that say about what he's done in the 10 games that he's had here?
Well, I think he went to Bath last year and did well, and then obviously that was 2 leagues down. Then he's come to us and had an opportunity to play league football and shown that he can cope with that. So it shows that he's done well while he's been here. He's got loads to learn. I think Bristol City know that. We're trying to help with that, and he'll definitely be a better player for experience in sort of life in League Two.
And is also the new deal a good boost for him as well, as he's available again after suspension this weekend?
Yes, of course. It's great for him. He has a bit of long-term security. He gets I don't know, I would think he'll get a pay rise, and he knows that he's well thought of at Bristol City, and obviously we get him back from suspension.
He's available. Kyle Taylor has to sit this one out. The red cards that you've had this season, is that bad luck, or is that part of young players needing to learn? Do you need to say anything, or do actually spells on the sidelines teach them everything they need to know?
I think I've made it clear about the stats in terms of where we are in the stats, and you know what I'm talking about. I have no more to say on the matter.
Fair enough. Salford, how do you feel that they've been adapting to life in League Two?
As we know ourselves, coming up from the National League, it can be difficult, and giving the boys that got you promoted a chance, whether you bring you guys in, and so they've had some good results, they've had some not so good ones, but I'm sure that somewhere along the line they'll start to climb the table.
And they come into this game off the back of a 4-1 defeat against Crewe last weekend, so they'll obviously feel that they want to put something right.
Yeah, Crewe are a very good team. It's a really good football team, and if you don't get it right at Crewe, they can put goals past you. So I won't read too much into that one. But like you say, I'm sure that they'll be desperate to get back on track this week.
In a funny kind of a way, because of the media attention on them, because they're a little bit different. Are Salford almost a little bit like Forest Green were a couple of years ago? Have they in some ways taken some heat off of you?
Yeah, possibly a little bit. You get the cash shout, don't you, and money bag shout wherever you go, and as we know, it's not always strictly true. So yeah, they probably have taken a bit of the heat off us.
In terms of the work that you've been doing this week, is there a balancing act between sort of keeping the players' morale up in terms of actually the defending, which has been excellent, but also obviously working to just try and score more goals?
No, we've not bothered about scoring goals. We're telling the players, let's not score, let's just keep clean sheet. Come on, of course we train like we want to score, but it's just not happened. But I think if we get too et up about it and too bothered about it, we'll get even tighter in front of the goal. So we've just got to relax a bit. We've not done anything different to we did last year. It's just one of those things. But we're keeping clean sheets. We're defending really well. But we know that we have to score more goals. Simple as that.
And it's the balancing act I'm talking about is making sure that the things that are working well don't drop off while you work towards improving.
But we've not changed the way we've worked. We were encouraging the boys to get forward, make sure we have bodies in the box, make sure we shoot, make sure we put crosses in the box. But for one reason or another at the moment, that bit has not clicked, but the defensive side of it has.
When it does click, do you sense that the floodgates might open?
Hopefully at one end and not the other. You know, we have to make sure we keep being diligent and professional at one end of the pitch, but we take a few chances at the other.
Injuries? How's the squad this weekend?
Good. We have Carl Taylor suspended, and we have Kevin Dawson out with a calf strain.
So fairly minor, presumably, but is that a repeat of what he had the other week?
Different part. But we have a small squad, but we've got enough to cope.
Small backroom team as well. Scott Lindsay obviously left the club this week formally. You've been working without him for a while. How do you, going forwards, fill the assistant manager's role?
We won't. We're not looking to replace. We have obviously myself, Dan Connor, and Matt Mills in terms of the coaching. So for us, that's enough at the moment.
And a word on whether Matt Mills has adapted to player coach, and also obviously Chris Barker stepped up a bit from the academy as well, hasn't he, I believe?
Chris Barker stepped back down to the under-18s, so he came with us to for the first sort of few weeks. But now it's important that he goes and cracks on with the 18s. So it's me, Matt, and Dan.
And obviously you're comfortable with that. So, I mean, in some ways, it's a small team, a simple team to work with.
Yeah, well, I do a lot of coaching anyway, so I'm perfectly comfortable in terms of being on the training pitch. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Mark, what do you expect from Salford on Saturday? Type of play?
Aggressive, big, powerful. Ask questions of us. Balls in the box and things like that.
Yeah. Their start hasn't been great, but it's probably quite a commonplace thing when teams do come up from the National League.
Yeah, some come up, don't they,
Yeah.
and do really well, and some come up and don't do as well. I don't think there's any perfect science to it. It's getting a little bit of luck maybe. And I've seen some of the games. The first game they played well against Stevenage. I watched that, and they've been up and down. But like I said, I think somewhere along the line, they hopefully after Saturday they will start to click.
Yeah, you had the players in on Sunday. How's the week been since Sunday?
Good, yeah. Boys came in. It's not an unnatural thing to come in on a Sunday. We adjusted the week around that. So yeah, we've got some work done. We'll travel up there tomorrow and make sure we're ready for the game.
And is it a case of after Stevenage just resetting? Because everybody was disappointed. You did get a point, but you would have obviously liked the 3.
Of course, we've got to remember there's two teams on the pitch, and they're both trying to win the game. So yes, we were disappointed because we've set a high bar, but the bonus is we got a point, and we're still 4 points off the top of the league. It's not all bad.
How's Liam Shepherd after his 45 minutes last Saturday?
Good. It'll be better for it, and it's important that we take it steady with Shep. He's had a nasty injury, and we don't want to flare that back up.
Yeah. And Faz has been a real kingpin at the back this season for you. He had to go off at half time. Is he going to be okay this weekend?
Well, yeah, we're hopeful he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He got a medial ligament injury from a bad tackle, another one, and he was too sore to continue, but we're hopeful he'll be fine for Saturday.
Up front, Matty Stevens is really working his socks off. It's just not quite running for him at the moment. Do you think sometimes it's a case of a slice, a bit of luck, it comes off his shoulder or his backside and he's up and running?
Of course, yeah. Listen, you're always looking for solutions, you're always looking for answers, and constantly searching for utopia. But it's difficult to get everything right. We know we need to score more goals, but like I said, we're 4 points off the top of the league. It's doing brilliantly. And
you must have been pleased so far with Jack Aitchison. He's looked a real goal threat. Even on Saturday, he had quite a few shots.
It's just a good player. Got some good players, young boys. And listen, when you have young players, they have dips. They're up and down at times. It's just, I think the biggest thing we learnt was when it's Saturday, Tuesday, sometimes it may be right to change the team up, put some fresher legs in. But we played so well at Carlisle that we wanted to try and keep a bit of continuity. But there is some in there that probably need to rest Saturday, Tuesday.
Cheers, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.